Good evening, everybody, and welcome to ACMi Sports. It's a beautiful Thursday evening, and tonight your Arlington Spy Ponders will take on their league rival, the Woburn Tanners. My name is Rob Anthony, and I'll be calling the game tonight for my partner Scott Zwick, who is a last-minute scratch, unfortunately, with a stomach bug. Alongside me is ACMi Sports intern Graham Finley. Welcome to Pierce Field, Graham.
Thank you, Rob. It's great to be here for some exciting sports action brought to you by ACMi, and I gotta say, I love the atmosphere here.
And let's cut to the national anthem. We are ready for some football. Graham, you were talking about the atmosphere. We have a clear 65-degree Thursday night here. Looks like the stands are filling up nicely, and I understand you were a high school football player yourself.
I am, and these are these kind of breezy fall nights here are prime football weather, and we have an exciting conference matchup here. Definitely going to be very competitive, and we'll see how this plays out in the next few moments, Rob.
Both the Spy Ponders and the Woburn Tanners come into the game at 2-1 tonight. Spy Ponders won a good game against Winchester last week, prevailed 24-21. Once again, got a 28-yard field goal by Sam Swift that provided the margin of victory. Last week, the Woburn Tanners took care of business against the Belmont Marauders 27-14. And we're ready for the kickoff. The Ponders won the toss but deferred and will elect to receive in the second half, and they will kick off to the Tanners. And the Tanners' big weapon tonight is number 10, Isaiah Cashwell-Doe, and he is one of the backs who are deep to return. Swift kicks it away from Doe, and the ball goes out of bounds at the 22. That'll be what is called a penalty, and the Tanners will take over at, I believe, the 35-yard line. Is it in high school football? I think that's right. I think it's the 35-yard line.
And it looks like the Tanners are going to be starting off with some good field position here, and we'll see what the senior star, Cashwell-Doe, number 10, can do. Probably going to get a run here to start this first set of downs.
It looks like the Tanners have refused the penalty and are electing to have the Ponders re-kick. Maybe they want Cashwell-Doe to get his hands on the football early. We'll see.
Yeah, they don't want to wait till first down.
We're going to see a lot of Cashwell-Doe tonight. According to Coach Gendron, he will get most of their touches. Kicks it to the up back for the Tanners, who powers ahead to the 40-yard line, met by a host of Spy Ponders defenders, and the Tanners will take over 1st and 10 at their own 41.
Well covered on that kick, and we'll see who sets the tone early on this first possession of the game.
Looks like it'll be the 39-yard line. So we expect the Tanners to run the ball a lot tonight. And it'll be an interesting test for the Ponders. 2 weeks ago, the Ponders played Stoneham, who have a power back named Trey Pignon, and they had a hard time with Pignon and losing that game. So we'll see if they can stop Cashwell-Doe. First and 10, the pitch goes to Cashwell Doe.
Pitch there.
Oh, and Cully Curran penetrates into the backfield, takes down Cashwell Doe for a 4-yard loss. Cully Curran comes out of nowhere. Big first play for the Ponders.
Defensive back blitz there. Very good coverage on that first down run. They scouted that very well.
So the Ponders bringing the pressure early with Cully Curran, and Coach Jenren says, we're coming here to play. Back to Cashwell Doe on 2nd and 14. Running into the line of scrimmage, and the Ponders once again stiff up the middle. That'll bring up 3rd and 13.
Big 3rd and long here in this first possession of the game. We'll see what both teams will be doing, and probably a passing situation here.
Quarterback is Ryan Quayle. We saw him warming up, and he's a big kid. Looks to be about 6'2", 6'3", has a nice arm. They don't throw the ball a lot, but they will here. Quayle back to pass, some pressure, throws it down the middle. Oh! Tipped away by 2 Spy Ponders deep in the backfield, but they can't hold on to the ball.
All right, well, wasn't the ideal outcome there, but they're showing really good, strong defense with almost an interception on the third down and 2 strong downs of run defense. So we'll see as they're getting ready to return this kick what they can do on offense.
Looked like Adam Eluisi got his hands on that ball, but might not be such a bad thing that he dropped it, quite honestly. Yep. And that is Elijah Woods fielding the punt. Has a lane running to the outside, and he brings it forward to the 42-yard line. So that's about where that interception would have netted the Ponders. So 6-1, half dozen of the others. Spy Ponders will touch the football for the first time at their own 42, which is good field position.
Both teams tonight starting in good field position, relatively between the numbers. And I was going to say the same thing, Rob. I think they netted themselves a good return there, just about the same distance away from where they would have picked that pass off.
So we'll see how the Ponders approach this game, and we've got a penalty being marched off. It is a face mask call, so that'll tack on 15 yards, and the Ponders will have their first possession in Woburn Tanner territory. So a nice break there for the Ponders. Ponders ran the ball well last week against Winchester, and we'll see how they elect to attack the Woburn Tanner defense. Teams have scored on Woburn a little bit this year. Woburn does like to bring pressure. They're starting out with a 3-4 set. And that was Cully Curran carrying the ball over the right side. Gets about 2 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 8.
I see the shotgun formation making an appearance early this game. We'll see if they go to that for their offensive package for the entirety of this possession.
Ponders like to run plays out of the pistol set, so you'll see the ball being snapped back to quarterback Adam Bowler and the halfback behind him. That's Elijah Woods on this play. Woods gets the ball up the middle to the left side, powers forward, falls forward for about a 3-yard gain to the 38-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and 5.
That was a great run there by Woods. You saw him make that move to find the hole and still get some positive yardage.
Woods keeping his feet moving on that play. So both Cully Curran and Elijah Woods have touched the football here in the early going. Bring up 3rd and 5. We'll see if the Ponders go to the air. Blitz by the Tanners. Pass incomplete out to the right side, and Bowler that time was trying to find number 13, Sam Swift. Well defended that time by the Tanners. That'll bring up 4th and 5, and the Ponders will bring out their punting unit. So no blood here in the early going.
Well, good defense on both sides, Rob. Let's see if the Spy Ponders can pin down the Tanners deep in their own territory with this punt.
Like they're going to punt it out to the right side. We have some motion by the Ponders, and that'll be called an illegal procedure. The stripes were all over that one. We'll back them up 5 yards to the 43, which shouldn't hurt them much. Punting from the 43 versus the 38. Either way, they have the opportunity to pin the Tanners back.
Absolutely, Robin. Not too much wind here tonight, so it should be smooth sailing for most of the kicking game tonight.
Punted down to the 5 yard line. Fielded that time by number 1 Tyler Parrish.
It looks like there was a fumble there as the ball got loose, so they actually look like they're the Tanners are going to be within their own 10-yard line.
So Tyler Parrish looked like dropped the ball on that play, but the Tanners recovered, and they'll have the ball 1st and 10 right at the 10. They'll have to drive 90 yards. Tanners with a power running game so far. I think the Ponders coming into tonight's game might have been a little worried about how they're going to handle Caswell Doe after the experience with Trey Pignon, but they handled him well on the first possession. This time the Tanners power over the right side, couldn't see who got the ball. That'll be an 11-yard gain, and that's what the Tanners want to do. Student body right that time, and the runner was met about 3 yards downfield, but they kept on powering forward all the way for the first down.
Yeah, all the blockers really worked hard on that play to really get that right. It looked like a sweet play there, just off the tackle, it seemed like, for that run to get, like you said, an impressive 11-yard gain to set the tone for this drive.
Very tight formation for the Tanners. Ball handed off to Caswell Doe. He makes it out into the secondary. It's now a foot race. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Tripped up at the 3-yard line. Caswell Doe, big play for the Tanners. Not what the Ponders wanted to see.
No, not at all, Rob, but you can really see the talent of this young player, Caswell Doe, coming out on that. He really hit the Jets on that run. It was, like you said, a foot race once they got outside the tackles.
78-yard run for Caswell Doe will put the ball first and goal at the 2-yard line for the Tanners. And Caswell Doe has some speed there. I mean, he's billed as a power runner, but as you say, Graham, he turned on the Jets, and nobody could really catch him. Ponder's lucky to trip him up on the 2. See what they do here. Inside dive play, and he will power towards the line of scrimmage. No call yet. Tanners say they have a touchdown. And the Stripes say they have a touchdown. So didn't see who carried the ball that time. Don't know if we could even see that again. But Woburn Tanners, 3 quick plays, drive 90 yards, and with 6:34 to go in the first quarter, put up the first score of the game to take the lead 6-0.
And all without having to take to the air. Those were 3 straight running plays, and they showed versatility there, being able to run the ball.
The Ponders were a little bit worried about coming into tonight's game, quite frankly. Caswell Doe is a load. Tanner front line is big. Extra point is good, but there's a flag on the play. And we have offside called against the Ponders. They should be able to refuse that penalty, and they will, to count the extra point. And the Woburn Tanners will take the lead 7-0. Wow, that was fast.
It was indeed, Rob. Definitely a statement by the Woburn Tanners. A lot of time, though, left in this first quarter, so a lot of time for the Spy Ponders to put up some points on the board.
So we talked to Coach Gendron before the game, and the coach anticipated that Casual Doe would be a handful here, and he'd like nothing more than to turn this game into a race for points. As I pointed out earlier, the Tanners have been scored on, and if the Ponters can get on track a little bit, maybe with the passing game, they'd like to turn this into a high-scoring affair. As you say, still plenty of time, and we'll see if they can get something done on this, their second possession.
Let's see what adjustments they make after getting to see the defensive looks on their first possession and after giving up some points there. So let's see what they bring, like you say, with the pistol set, being the standard formation for the Spy Ponters.
Little squib kick. Ponters recover at the 36-yard line. Tanner's really not taking any chances with a return that time. Going to let the Ponters have the ball at their own 36, where they'll take over 1st and 10. We will see if the Ponters will try to air it out and get Adam Bowler going a little bit. Adam Bowler had a good game last week against Winchester with 2 touchdown passes, ran for a 3rd. He is turning into an offensive leader on this team.
And if Bowler does spread out the defense, that might alleviate some of the pressure that these Tanners have been bringing on the Ponters.
Give to Woods, he's around the left side, spins and dishes, and doesn't really go anywhere. Brought down at the 36-yard line. Tried to elude the Tanner defenders, but there's just too many of them, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Trying to get the ground game going here early. A lot of make it a lot easier for Bowler eventually to throw the ball if they also have a credible run threat. So far that has not been established.
Well, we got a couple receivers here on the right-hand side of the line. Bowler with a nice boot to the right there. And a pass.
Flag on the play as Bowler completes it to Sam Swift for it looks like about a 3-yard gain. And we have it's going to be a personal foul, chop block against the Spy Ponters. So that'll move back. That could move back 15 yards. That is not what the Spy Ponters wanted to see on a successful pass play.
Exactly. Even that is a tough blow to the momentum there, because even a 3-yard game, just getting completions like that can really build up the momentum for an offense.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 25 yards here. This is not an ideal position early in the game. See if the Ponters throw the ball downfield. My partner Scott Zwick likes to call these penalties drive killers, and 2nd and 25. That is a risk here. Tanner's standing up the defensive end. They're going to blitz hard. Inside handoff to Elijah Woods. Ponters trying to relieve the pressure with a little bit of a draw play, and Woods finds a little space and runs forward for 8 yards.
And great job by Woods there, taking some of the pressure off of his teammates and getting a lot of positive yardage on that draw play. And good play calling to mix it up in a passing situation on a long 2nd down there, setting up a much more manageable 3rd down here to keep his drive alive.
Once again, the Tanners stand up the ends. Bowler will throw it. Little pitch, little catch. Oh, in and out of the arms of Adam Eluisi. Had him on the 39-yard line. Still would have had to run 6 or 7 yards to get the 1st down. A couple of Tanner's defenders were there. That said, I think Eluisi would like to have that one back. Brings up a 4th down, and the Ponters will once again have to punt the ball away. punt that time. Will bounce at the 35-yard line, get a little bit of a punter's roll, and squiggle to about the 32. So we've got about a 38-yard advance of the ball, which is not bad at the high school football level. We will take that. The Tanners will take over 1st and 10. They're at their own 32, and the Ponders will look to stop the ground game, which last possession was very productive for the Tanners.
Yeah, and if you're the Tanners right now, you do have a lot of options now that the running game has been established. And still a lot of time in the first quarter, because if you're the Tanners, you are giving the ball away in the second half, but still some time to put up some more points.
2 possessions, the Ponders stuffed the run on the first possession, had no success the second possession. Let's hope they stuff the run this time around. Little scissor play to the right-hand side. We'll see who carried the ball that time. Hard to tell from up here. Little scissor play is where the two backs kind of scissor over each other in the backfield, and I think that was Ari Ibrahimi. Also looks like a load. And that'll bring up second and 6 for the Tanners. Coach Ginnerin said that the Tanners have a lot of weapons. It is not just the casual dose show, although he gets the majority of the carries. Ibrahimi here has had a couple of looks. He'll get it this time. Try to get to the outside. Doesn't quite get the edge, and he is brought down by a host of Tanners and hit hard by Adam Eluisi, just short of the first down at the 38-yard line, and so that'll bring up 3rd and 3. Nice play that time by Eluisi, keeping Ibrahimi from falling forward to the first down.
Indeed, he still had a pretty strong run there, Rob, with getting the Tanners in a much more manageable 3rd and 3 look. And this could be where they cross the 50.
Like a double tight double wing, and the handoff goes around the outside to Ryan Chillum, and it is stuffed. Was that Big John Bowen on the left-hand side? It might have been, penetrating the offensive backfield. Big 3rd down stop by the Ponders. Just what they needed to see. That double tight inside handoff fooled nobody, and the Ponders will get the ball back.
Absolutely, Rob. That was well met there in the backfield, like you said, right behind the line, and that's a huge stop here to set up a response from the Spy Ponders on the offensive side of the ball.
Punt by Tanners will be a short punt. It'll land on the 46, get a Tanners roll, and roll out of bounds at the 42. So we have about an 18-yard advance of the ball with that punt, which the Ponders will take, and they will go to business at their own 42, see what they can try to get done. Good 3rd defensive possession that time by the Ponders. Ponders are not oversized by any stretch of the imagination, but they show a lot of heart, and they showed a lot of heart on that 3rd and 3 with a big stop that time, throwing Chillimi for a loss.
And when you can see a look on a run play like that and really intercept the runner, and have a couple of your teammates get through some blocks, you can really, like you say, cause some damage.
Bowler's going to pass. He looks left, tosses it way downfield, has a man. Oh, just overthrown. He had Adam Eluisi looked to be about a half step behind the defender at the 30-yard line. Not an easy pass, and went just over Adam Eluisi's outstretched hand. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
Not an easy throw by any means. That might have been the longest pass we've seen thus far in this matchup.
Bowler airing it out, trying to catch the Tanners bunched up towards the line of scrimmage a little bit. Tanners are, like to blitz, and they thought maybe they could catch him over the top. They may have had the play, but it wasn't successful that time. The looked to jump, but it's hand the ball over the right side to Elijah Woods, but he is brought down for no gain.
Yeah, the Tanners did look a lot more spread out defensively with not a ton of players there in the box, but they did manage to stop that run play. Bringing down Woods, like you said, for no gain.
Elijah Woods, the speed back for the Spy Ponders, has been running the ball inside a little bit tonight. Now Woods will be in the right slot, spread formation for the Spy Ponders, passing down 3rd and 10, and Bowler will pass. Goes to his left, has a man, little pitch, little catch. About a 13-yard gain on an out. Nice pass, nice catch. I think that was Sam Swift. Or no, that was LUEC. So the Bowler to LUEC combination productive on that play. Little timing play, about a 12-yard out. The ball arrived just as the cut was made, just as it's taught. Nice play by the Ponders.
Absolutely, Rob. I completely agree. That was a great throw there by Bowler to put it up right for LUEC to catch it. And there's really nothing.
Bowler's got a strong arm. And in that area where he's improved this season is throwing to his left. This time, hand ball to Woods. Woods will not go down. He has a lane. He breaks away to the right. He's to the 20, to the 10, tries to cut back to the 5-yard line. He's brought down at the 3. And Elijah Woods with a big 30, looks like a 33-yard gain. Wow! Elijah Woods looked like he was stopped with about a 5-yard gain. Little activity there in the middle. Couldn't see what was going to happen. Woods kept on his feet, broke it to the outside, and the Ponders are now in business.
And you said it, Woods is usually showcased as a speed back, but he is dialed in on the power side of things as he broke several tackles there to get a huge gain to bring the Spy Ponders into the red zone for the first time this game.
1st and goal. Bowler will keep it, and he will waltz into the end zone. Adam Bowler saying, "Shh, I got this one, fans." Fake to Cully Curran and found a lane off the right-hand side and just waltzed untouched for 6. So the Spy Ponders answer. Bowler excited.
Seen a lot here from the junior captain of this team. This drive thrown across his body, and then he takes it for a run all the way into the end zone. Showing some speed in a lot of versatile quarterback play.
44 seconds left in the quarter, and we have an extra point opportunity to tie the game, and Sam Swift will be kicking the extra point. Couple of big field goals, and he's been perfect on extra point attempts so far this season. See what he does here. Snap down, and it is blocked by the Tanners. They can return, they will, won't go anywhere. And the Spy Ponders miss out on a point there, but they do get the touchdown, and they're happy with that. With 44 seconds to go in the first quarter, we have a score. Woburn Tanners 7 and Arlington Spy Ponders 6.
Well, we've seen some pretty long runs from both sides here. We'll see what adjustments both defenses are going to make going forward in this game to stop those big plays.
Really a lot of instant offense so far in this game. All the damage has been done on plays, on running plays that are over 40 yards. So you could the Tanners do like to blitz, and the thing about bringing all your backers is if you can penetrate into what's called the second level, you know, you can get behind the defense, and a guy like Elijah Woods can use his speed, and that's what happened on that last play. Swift will kick it off from his own 40. This time he'll kick it all the way downfield. Ball recovered at the 20-yard line, and the receiver had his knee down when he recovered the ball, and the refs will call it dead at the 18-yard line. So the Tanners will not have great field position to start this drive.
Yeah, long kick there by the Spy Ponders to now put the Tanners deep in their own territory for setting up, you know, a long a long drive, and it'll take more than one big 40-yard run to get them down to the other side of the field.
Punters kicking away from Casual Doe. That was Jack Hayes who received that ball, but luckily, fortunately for the Ponders, his knee was down as he took possession. So we have 1st and 10. So the Tanners all in a bunch will hand the ball to Casual Doe, who will power over the right side, and he will be stopped by a host of Ponder defenders. Got a 3-yard gain that time for Casual Doe. Gain of about 2. We can see the big boys up front for the Tanners have some size, and they'll be content, I think, to pound the ball into the line of scrimmage a few times, see if they can wear down the Ponders defense, occasionally break the big play. That time the Tanners had no receivers in the set.
Well, the battle on the line has been well contested, as we've seen some pretty consistent run defense from both sides, and really only those 2 big plays and a few good runs on both teams, but a lot of consistent stoppage of the running game for both teams.
Well, we talked to Coach Jenner before the game, and there's nothing surprising about what the Tanners want to try to do here. They want to run the ball. They want to run the ball. They want to run the ball some more. And when you come up to a set and you have no receivers on the field, there's really no secret about what they're going to try to do. So the Ponders, just have to kind of stay tough and stay together. If you're a defensive player, and I know you're a defensive end, Graham, you get a couple plays, you start getting punched in the gut, getting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yards a chunk. You start losing your will a little bit. But so far, the Ponders have hung tough at the line of scrimmage, and that kind of gives them the energy to keep on pounding the line and taking care of business.
And as a defensive lineman, this is when you start to see a lot of the looks that you're going to be given from your opposing player on the offense, whether that's a guard or a tackle on the offense, and what they like to do, their little sort of quirks when they set up for run block or a pass block. As they get in for
2nd and 8, we'll have a pass this time. Ball downfield. Oh! That time the pass was intended for Ryan Chalemi, and well defended that time by Adam Eluisi, who batted the ball out. Or was that might have been Cully Kern defending that play. Batted the ball away from Chalemi, and on 2nd and 8, the Tanners go to the air, but the Ponders haven't answered.
Yeah, that was really, laser coverage on that passing play. Didn't even have to look back at the quarterback, just read the receiver's hands and broke up that pass.
So here we have a 3rd and 8. We'll see if the Tanners go to the air again. I don't think they have to. No, they'll pitch the ball to the left to Doe, who gets the edge, and he powers over the 30-yard line for the first down, Isaiah Cashwell Doe. And 3rd and 8, he is a luxury to have, finds a little daylight, and it takes 2 guys to bring him down that time. Good for the first down.
And good by the Spy Ponders there, not giving up the big play by forcing Doe out of bounds, and still bending and not breaking there, and not giving up a huge loss of yards.
1st and 10, 31-yard line. This time Quayle will pass from the shotgun position, little in pattern, and that is Tyler Parrish receiving the ball. Little pitch, little catch, good for about 6 yards, and the Tanners get Quayle going a little bit.
Yeah, and a nice catch there by Parrish. He had to kind of jump in the air for that reception, and then he carried it all the way down to the ground.
Nice tight spiral that time by Quayle. He's got an arm, and that'll bring up 2nd and kind of a long 3. And 2nd and 3 is a nice down and distance for the offense. They can choose to run the ball. They can choose to pass the ball. If it's not complete, they'll still have a 3rd and 3.
And the box is packed here by the Spy Ponders, and they expected that run here.
That time they give it to Casual Doe, who kind of falls over the left side. over the 40-yard line, and they'll mark it at the 40.5-yard line, and the Stripes are going to give them the first down.
Oh yeah, that was definitely close as the pile moved just over the first down. And we'll see.
I wasn't sure he had it, and looks like the spot's all the way to the 41, so they're going to leave no doubt with that spot. There was doubt for me when the play ended.
Definitely, it's tough to see sometimes, all the way up here in the booth when you get a scrum like that, and luckily the balance went over the line there for the Tanners.
And the Tanners go to the air again. That time the little pitch and catch goes to Ryan Chalemi. So on this drive, Quayle is airing it out a little bit, very short, safe passes, and that'll bring up once again a second and long 3. Quayle to Chalemi, Quayle to Parrish. See what they do here. This time it's going to be Quayle to Chalemi. Little bubble screen to the outside, and he is brought down with a horse collar, I believe, at the 47-yard line. You can't do that. That's not a legal tackle, boys. And that will be a personal foul. Little bubble screen out to Chalemi.
And some nice yards after the catch there as they're playing a little bit of small ball, but obviously it's working for them as they're getting a nice mix of these out routes and bubble screens and the strong running effort tonight from Doe.
That'll move the ball down to about the 33-yard line. The Tanners really need to get that yards by themselves. The Ponders don't need to give them 15 free. First and 10, Woburn at the 33. Hands the ball to Casual Doe off the left-hand side, and he is tripped up and brought down after a very short gain to about the 29-yard line. So the Ponders doing a good job against Casual Doe. You know, Graham, sometimes the team will use the run to set up the pass. I think the Tanners are using these short passing plays to set up the run and hoping that it'll loosen up the Ponders defense a little bit and create a little bit more space for Casual Doe. But so far the Ponders have been able to handle Casual Doe.
Absolutely, definitely keeping him, Rob, to some a lot shorter gains than we were used to seeing from him earlier in this game. As you see Ibrahimi getting the carry there, again for a strong but short yardage run there.
Ibrahimi falls forward for 2 yards, and that'll bring up, looks like about 3rd and 4. On the 26-yard line, I think we are in 4-down territory, especially for a team like the Tanners, like to run the ball, and the Ponders would dearly like to get a stop. See if the Ponders try to bring pressure into the backfield, maybe even throw the Tanners for a loss here. Handoff inside to Casual Doe. Casual Doe stopped and brought down really at the line of scrimmage at the 25-yard line, but there was a flag on the play, and it looks like the Ponders jumped off sides. Once again, a very costly penalty for the Spy Ponders. That little offsides will hand the Tanners a first down.
Yeah, a well-defended run on there, but still a free play for the Tanners, and they are going to be marching inside the 20, it looks like, or just outside the 20-yard line of the Spy Ponders.
I've been very impressed, Graham, with the run defense of the Spy Ponders. Save those 2 big runs that led to the first score. Spy Ponders have held their own up front. See what they can do here. Quayle out of the shotgun, flanked on both sides. He'll pass the ball, looks to his left, throws it into the end zone, and out of the end zone. Looked to be going for Tyler Parrish there into the end zone, but the ball was kind of overthrown, although safely. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 10. I gotta wonder, with a strong running attack, as the as the Tanners have. Why they're throwing the ball, 1st and 10 on the 21-yard line, but the Ponders will take it.
Absolutely, and with that strong running defense from the Ponders, another side effect of getting this close to the end zone is that you're going to run out of room. You're going to start to run out of some room for that passing game. So you see a lot more bunch sets and a lot more runs. You see Cashwell Doe.
Yeah, pitch to Doe, and Leo Maniti there in the backfield, throwing Doe down for a loss. I am sorry, Mr. Doe, but you're going down. That's a 6-yard loss. Maniti with a big play, and once again the Ponders get great penetration into the backfield of the Tanners and get a big stop.
And that's what we've seen so far this half. They've really kept up the energy and brought multiple defenders to the runners that the Tanners have given the ball. And that is definitely unsettling if you're the Tanners right now.
Bring up a 3rd and 17. Throwing the ball to his left, under pressure, pass complete. Pass complete to number 10. And that is Isaiah Cashwell-Doe catching the ball, but gains about 8. That'll bring them only to the 20-yard line, where it's going to be 4th down and 10.
Well, nice versatility there by Cashwell-Doe to go up and get that ball. It didn't look like he was necessarily the intended receiver on there. Nice job of airing that ball out to save a potential sack on there.
Connor's got some nice pressure that time on Quayle, forcing him to just kind of toss the ball up for grabs. 4th down. Screen to the left, and incomplete over the head of Cashwell-Doe. And who is that bringing the pressure for the Ponders? That's number 21. That was Joey Pazia bringing the pressure on Quayle that time. Quayle was going to run the screen play, and he turned around, and Joey Pazia was in his face, couldn't see the receiver, tossed it over his head. And the Ponders will take over on downs at their own 20. Great defensive stand by the Ponders.
Absolutely, a terrific stand indeed, and you get pressure on the quarterback back-to-back times. Eventually, you're going to get off the field as a defense and let your offense, get some points for you and put in some good work.
Great job bringing the pressure tonight by the Ponders. Adam Bowler. See what he'll do. He hands the ball to the left to Elijah Woods. Woods tries to cut back, it does, and he falls forward to about the 24-yard line. It's like some nifty field vision by Elijah Woods. Doesn't have a lot of room, makes the most of what he has, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 6.
Absolutely, he made a couple moves there to turn that run up inside and get a solid gain to set up their 2nd down and looks like about 5.
So it is 2nd and a long 5. Bowler will throw the ball, rolls to his right, tosses it out. Little pitch and catch to Elijah Woods that time, and Woods stays in bounds at the 30, looks like about the 33-yard line for an 8-yard gain. Nice little pitch and catch from Bowler to Woods. Woods doing it all tonight.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of action from both backs, both feature backs on both of these teams, getting some receptions and holding up the running game.
4:16 left to go in the 2nd quarter. 7-6 Woburn Tanners. See if the Ponders can string together a drive, something that they've done well this season, kind of executing long, methodical drives. Inside handoff to Woods. Will get the ball, get through the line of scrimmage into the 2nd level. Spins, dishes, still on his feet. Refuses to be brought down. Elijah Woods gets all the way to the Ponders 45-yard line. Great run by Elijah Woods, keeping his feet moving, refusing to go down.
What a statement by Woods there, making a lot of speed out to get out to the outside, but then he broke several tackles by the defenders from the Tanners, and they now have only about 17 seconds off the clock there, and they're going to be getting the ball back in the 2nd half, so they have plenty of time here to get another drive going.
Coach Gendron will call a timeout So that's the first time out of the half for the Spy Pawners. And we have 3:43 to go in the half, and the score of the Woburn Tanners 7, Arlington Spy Pawners 6. And so far Elijah Woods is doing some damage here, particularly on that last carry, where the Pawners found some running room in between the tackles, and for the second time, Elijah Woods breaking into the outside and doing some real damage. 1st and 10 from the 45. Bowler will pass, looks to his left. Going deep. Oh, and the receiver that time was Adam Eluisi. Fell down at about the 25-yard line, and luckily Bowler that time tossed it deep where there no safety could get at the ball.
Yeah, you really saw the Bowler's arm on display there as he uncorked a huge pass, and that, if that was a reception, that would have been danger of being a touchdown.
Yeah, interesting that Coach Jenner has opted to try to strike from the 45 and put a quick 6 on the board, maybe thinking that the Tanners were also expecting them to try to be a little bit more methodical. Bowler in the shotgun, spread formation, 2nd and 10. And we have somebody moved for the Ponders. By my count, the 5th penalty of the game for the Arlington Spy Pawners. Now what they wanted to see, we'll move the ball back to the 50-yard stripe.
Yeah, definitely a costly penalty there. And you said it, Rob, these penalties are definitely something they're going to have to talk about come halftime, about something to definitely avoid, as you want to do every game, but certainly.
We have a little screen play, toss to the left, and that is number 21, Joey Pazia, with a screen play. Get about a 10-yard gain. There's a flag on the play. We'll see what this is all about. Stripes saw something they didn't like there. And what they didn't like looked to be illegal hands, an illegal block by the Spy Pawners on the screen play that time to Pazzi, and that'll move the Spy Pawners back further. That'll be a 10-yard penalty by my count. Take it back to the 40. Wow, Pawners moving in the wrong direction. Good play call that time by the Pawners, seeing if they could catch the Tanners being a little over aggressive there on 2nd and long. Now we've got 2nd and 25 here. Promising start to this drive. Pawners moving backwards instead of forwards. Bowler throw it again, look to his left. Finds Eluisi. Eluisi catches the ball, gets it down to the Pawners 45. We have another flag on the play. See what this is all about. Tanners say this is going to go against the Pawners. I'm a little bit befuddled here how a flag could be thrown, and that will be some form of a hold against Woburn. So that flag was thrown deep in the secondary, but it looks like they're marking it off from the original line of scrimmage. So it was a hold by an offensive lineman on the pass play. So the Pawners will take the yards, take the 10 yards, and they'll get to repeat. 2nd down, no, the hold is an automatic 1st down. So the Pawners catch a break there.
Yeah, 1st down at midfield here. Still just under 3 minutes to go in the half. Definitely time to put some points on the board as Bowler snaps the ball.
Bowler looks to his left, has Eluisi. A little pump fake that time by Bowler. looked like it. The cornerback bit a little bit. The ball went slightly out of bounds. At least he couldn't catch up to it. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. More Tyler Parrish on the coverage.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of really good man coverage here by the Tanners tonight, and they have definitely broken up a lot of pass attempts.
Bowler will give to Woods on 2nd and 10. However, the Stripes are blowing the play dead. Could be yet another penalty on the Ponders. Illegal motion against Arlington. By my count, the 7th penalty for the Spy Ponders, about the 4th of this drive, and they're having a hard time getting unstuck. They're like a tire that's churning in the mud, and a lot of churn here right at midfield, and very little action.
Indeed, I mean, they're just taking 1 step forward and 2 steps backward, and now they're at their own 45. See if they can get back in Tanner's territory.
Bowler fake to Woods, rolls out to his right. Toss the ball, a little pitch. Oh, almost intercepted by the Tanners. Looked like number 3, Iri Ibrahimi, got his hands on that one, but the ball falls harmlessly to the ground. That's going to bring up 3rd and 15 for the Ponders.
Well, this will be one of the most important plays of the half, as they can see if they can keep going on offense with just a few minutes left on the board.
3rd and 15, obvious passing down for the Ponders. And Bowler will hand the ball inside to Woods, who will power into the line of scrimmage, but only for about a 4-yard gain, which is not what they needed for the first down. That'll bring up 4th and 11 from the 49. The Ponders will have to kick it away with 2 minutes. Minute 59 left to go in the half.
Well, if they run the play clock down as much as they can definitely do some clock management here to round out the half before the punt.
Another fine punt, again, that time by the Ponders. Ball kicks forward to about the 25-yard line. There it will be down.
Hey, Bowen! On the green, hey! Look at this, hey! Look at the clock!
Punt's dead at the 24-yard line, so Woburn will have a minute 30 left and 76 yards to go to try to extend their 7-6 lead. It'll be interesting to see what they try to do here, whether they are content to go into halftime with a 1-point lead, or whether they try to put some points in the board, maybe air it out a little bit.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we see 3 handoffs here, or if we do see some deep balls and playing the being a lot more aggressive on offense.
Hey, got this money! Watch the toss! Hey, let's go! Trust your eyes! That's the pass!
Bailey will hand it up the middle to Casual Doe, and once again Doe is taken care of. He will be brought down by a bunch of Arlington defenders at the 27-yard line, and we have Arlington calling a timeout. Second timeout of the half. So Coach Jenner says, okay, if you're going to run the ball into the middle of the line of scrimmage, we want the ball back. We'll stop you 2 more times and see if we can do something with the punt return. Interesting play by Coach Jenner and the Ponders. Aggressive use of timeouts there.
Definitely. Yeah, Rob, this would be an interesting scenario if they get into another, kind of hurry-up offense scenario at the end of the game. Definitely good to see that look that they'll be getting from the Tanners with not a lot of clock to play with for the first for the first half.
8 guys in the box for the Pawners. Pitch to the left, and the ball. That pitch is number 7, Ryan Cellini, who gets about 3 yards. Bring up 3rd and 5, and Ryan Jenrich calls a timeout again. Coach Jenrich, aggressive use of a timeout. Minute 10 left in the game. Are you a little bit surprised that the Pawners are putting the pressure on their defense to hold here and try and get the ball back?
Definitely. I mean, I think they want to see the offense out there and give Bowler a shot to air it out down the field, and hopefully they can stay disciplined and not give up those penalties, and really set up getting the ball back on a really strong note here.
I got to say, this Pawner defense has been very impressive tonight. 2 weeks ago against Stoneham, Trey Pignon had a lot of success up the middle with the power attack, and tonight Casual Doe just has not had really any success. Pawners swarming to the football, and it's been 2 and 3 yards a carry, and I gotta say, we're up here, the coach's coach. I'm a little surprised to see the Pawners, not content to go into half down 7-6, but we'll see what happens. Whaley in the shotgun. He's going to throw the ball, and he's going to throw it deep. He has a man open over the middle. That was Tyler Parrish, looked to have a half a step. 2 Arlington defenders there, both safeties, to give Parrish a little bit of a hard time, and the ball goes over Parrish's head. And so the Pawners are going to get their wish and get the ball back with 1:04 left. Tanners have to punt it away.
It looks like the defense can get off the field here after another strong showing, like you said, Rob. We'll see what they can do with just over a minute to go here in the half.
Watch the ball!
And it looks like LUEC is going to set up at the 35-yard line. See if the Pawners can get some kind of a return here. They're going to kick it deep. Nice punt. That time, Pawners will, Elijah Woods will let the ball go, and that rolls all the way down to the Spy Pawners 17-yard line. Big kick by the Woburn Tanners. That was a 52-yard punt. So Arlington used their timeouts. They got their way. They got the ball back, and then they looked a 52-yard punt square in the face.
Well, if you're the Tanners, that's probably one of the more ideal ways that could have played out. But let's see what Bowler can do with his Spy Ponder offense with just over 52 seconds left on the clock.
Will the Ponders elect to throw the ball, or will they, with 82 yards to go, be a little bit more conservative? Bowler on the keeper, a little bit more conservative, gets to the outside. He's got a lane. Bowler runs out of bounds on the 35-yard line. That's not conservative. That's a nice 17-yard gain.
Not at all.
Bowler.
You're giving your quarterback the ball, and he responds by getting it 17 yards for you, getting out of bounds. He'll stop the clock with 44 seconds to go. Let's see what the Spy Ponders can do here.
Real nice addition to the Spy Ponders offense this year, the feet of Adam Bowler. Such an advantage when the quarterback can run the ball. Essentially gets an extra blocker out there for the offense. But he can go out blocking, and quarterback can carry. First and 10, 35-yard line. We have another penalty, and the Ponders will get snagged for yet another illegal motion. And yet another 5 yards of backwards yardage for the Spy Ponders. Coach Jenrich is going to be unhappy with that. First and 15. 44 seconds left.
Got
Bowler
trips
rolls out to his left. Finds Elijah Woods. Elijah Woods cannot hang on to the ball. Clock will stop with 37 seconds left. We see the replay, and Woods had it in his hands but wasn't able to hang on. That'll bring up third and second and long for the Ponder.
That was the first trips look I believe we've seen from the Spy Ponders offense.
And trips is what, Graham? Explain to the viewers.
So trips on that offensive formation, you'll see those 3 receivers on one side of the field, really forcing the Tanners to commit a lot of defenders, to cover the threat of 3 routes on one side of the field.
Tanners like to play a, we'll see what this is about. We've got some sort of stoppage of play, as the stripes will confer. Is it a problem with the clock? Is it a problem with the down and distance? We may never know. Tanners like to play a cover 4 defense, which is they like to drop their cornerbacks and safeties into a deep zone. Cover 4 will look like man coverage off the ball, and the way to defeat a cover 4 is to flood three receivers onto one side of the field, and I think that's what the Ponders were doing with that trips formation. Time of spread formation, 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Bowler will hand it off on the inside to Woods, who will get brought down after a short 1-yard gain. 30 seconds left on the clock, and this time Woburn will use one of their timeouts. Woburn saying, okay, it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. We want the ball back with 30 seconds left.
Well, some interesting tactics from both coaching staffs, to interesting use of timeouts to keep this half alive.
Temperatures dropped a little bit here, as we have 3rd and 13. Bowler back to pass, looks right, fires the ball over the middle. That's to Adam Eluisi. Let's see what they give him for forward progress is right at the first down marker. One ref has him marked down at the 44.5, and they're going to give him the first down. Adam Eluisi spun down, as he was spun down, was spun over the first down mark. Well, one ref signaled first down, the other ref's not so sure. And they're going to mark that at the 44, not the 44.5. And they may have to measure. So it looks like the ref who wanted to give him forward progress to almost the 45-yard line is running up to the ball, but he's not running up to the ball to argue his case. He's running up to the ball to kind of join the other stripes. What say you, Graham?
Well,
do you think he's got it?
There certainly was a laser of a throw, and we'll see what the chains measure it out to be. I would have said he was just short from my market, but again, we do have a
They're going to call him.
view.
They're going to say that's just short. It's going to bring up 4th down. It'll be interesting to see if the Ponders elect to go for it on 4th down. 21 seconds left. They're going to punt the ball away, or are they? No, they're going to go for it on 4th down from their own 44. Oh, Riverboat Gendron calls a timeout. Riverboat Gendron calls a timeout. Let's talk this over. Goes to his coaching staff. What do we want to do here, guys? Do we want to?
I think the Tanners might have been expecting a punt there, unless they were in some kind of prevent defense there.
Looks like the Ponders are going to keep the offense on the field. They're going to go for it 4th down, 21.8 seconds left, their own 44-yard line. Not afraid, apparently, the way the defense is playing, to give the ball back to the Tanners if they have to. Will try to get some points with 21 seconds left. If they can convert the 4th down, they will still have about half the field to go, depending on what this play brings. So very aggressive move by Coach Gendron.
Very aggressive indeed, especially considering they will be receiving the kick return at the start of the second half.
Or are they kicking away? Yeah. Is that Nicholas Samuelson-Hawley who is out to do the punting? I think so. They're going to kick it away. So discretion is the better part of valor here for the Ponders, and the kick is away, and Samuelson-Hawley punts it to about the 25-yard line, takes a backwards hop, and will roll dead at the 31-yard line of the Tanners. So I got to say, I thought that was a bad mark on third down. I thought that the Ponders had the first down almost over the 45-yard line. They got a very timid spot and had to kick it away. So we have 5.9 seconds left, and in all likelihood, the Tanners will take a knee.
Well, I agree. It was a close spot on a really clutch throw there. You know, a real bullet throw on that third down. But good discretion to kick it away here, and we'll probably see a
going for it did make sense there to me. I mean, even if you make the fourth down, convert the fourth down, you still got a long way to go. If you don't convert the fourth down, they have a short field. The odds weren't with that play.
Yeah, the worst case scenario there is
whoa, throwing the ball. Tanners are throwing the ball. They will try to chuck it deep, up for grabs. And it goes nowhere as the half expires. So the Woburn Tanners airing it out with a little bit of riverboat play of their own. And as the first half comes to a close, we have the score. Woburn Tanners 7. Arlington Spy Ponders 6.
Definitely made a statement there to wind down the half. Did not take a knee by any means. They hiked the ball and with a Hail Mary there, and definitely some exciting action with this first half.
So the Spy Ponders will go into halftime one down. The defense has played a fantastic game. So far, holding the high-powered running attack of the Tanners at bay. They'd like to see the passing game get on track a little bit in the second half. We will take a break, as my partner Scott Zwick likes to say. Grab a Coke, pop a bag of chips, and we will see you back here in 14 minutes for second half of football. And welcome back, everybody, to the second half of football here on Pierce Field. And your Arlington Spy Ponders trail the Woburn Tanners 7-6, and we had a good first half of football. Graham, your thoughts?
Well, yeah, it was a defensive battle this first half, and definitely a lot to learn from both sides, as we saw a lot of consistent run play. And we saw, the Tanners, they only have a 1-point lead here, but they really had a much greater margin in terms of, the discipline and lack of penalties that they gave up. And we'll see what the Spy Ponders can do now that they are getting the ball back after they deferred.
The bright spot for the Ponders was the way they stopped the run. I mean, the Woburn Tanners came in here as a team that has played 3 games and ripping off big chunks of yardage at a time when they run the ball, 8, 9, 10 yards of play. Haven't gotten that done against the Ponders tonight. The bad news has to be, as you point out, Graham, the turnovers. Ponders have to clean that up in the second half. So here we go. Ponders will receive. Tanners will kick. We are underway. Little squib kick will be recovered by the Ponders. Kick was returned by Cully Curran, I believe.
The second squib kick we've seen from the Woburn Tanners. They must not be seeing something they like. or maybe be afraid of a big return there by squibbing it.
Or maybe their kicker doesn't have a big leg. You know, at the high school level, you have what you have in the student body. Either way, I think the punters will be happy to have the ball at the 44-yard line to start, and Adam Bowler will bring them out, see what they could see how they approach it. Give to Wood over the right side, falls forward for about 2.5 yards, long 2. And that will bring up a second and 7. So Pawners once again diving the ball between the tackles with Elijah Wood.
Yeah, another scrum on a first down run play, as we saw a lot of sweaters in there on Woods there. The Tanner's defense still holding up, at least on that first down.
Bowler gift to Woods again. Looks for running room around the left side. Doesn't have much, but falls over the 50-yard line to about the 49. They'll give him forward progress to the 50. About a 3.5-yard gain for Woods, maybe 4, and that's going to bring up pretty manageable 3rd down and a long 3. So Elijah Woods, doing work. We did have a flag on the play, and yet more yards are going to be marched off against the Spy Pawners. What happened this time? Graham, looks like, what is that, a hold? That's a hold on the run. That's a spot foul, and the Pawners are going to be marched back to their own 37-yard line.
And that's a long 10 yards to give up, especially when this is, really deja vu from the end of the first half, when they really couldn't get past midfield almost with all those penalties.
And I tell you, in this kind of pitcher's duel defensive battle, giving up so many yards to penalties is not what the Pawners wanted. Bowler will throw the ball that time. Pass incomplete. That was intended for LUEC, and they can't connect. LUEC running over the middle, getting smashed to the ground by 2 Tanners, really paying the price. That'll bring up 3rd and long. First half on a couple of 3rd long situations. Pawners went to the drop play. This time it looks like, is that Cully Kern in the backfield with Bowler?
We have another trip set.
Bowler will roll out to the right, this time keep it with his legs. And he is tripped down that time by number 3, Ibrahimi. Nice tackle by Ibrahimi. Bowler gets about 9 yards. Looked like he may have some running room. Could have done some damage, but Ibrahimi with the nifty little stop. That's going to bring up a 4th down. With 8 yards to go, Pawners are going to have to kick it away.
Well, one thing we maybe haven't mentioned as much is the pass protection from the Spy Pawners. They've really given Bowler a lot of time to throw it, and
Jamison Hawley, another fine kick. That's going to go deep into Tanner's territory. That's going to bounce down to about the 4-yard line, where it's where Elijah Wood touches the ball, and 4-yard line, and that'll make the Tanners drive 96 yards. Big kick by Jamison Hawley. He's had a good game tonight with a leg.
he has had some good kicks, and not a bad couple of rolls too on those balls, but definitely set up.
Yeah, he's got that kind of soccer style kick, and sure seems that more often than not the ball is likely to forward roll with that, out of that style. I don't know if scientifically that's an accurate statement, but it sure seems like it to me.
And definitely some advantageous conditions here, not too windy, although it is starting to cool down here tonight.
And we have run to the left that time to Caswell Doe, and he doesn't have much room. Does pick up about 5 yards, forced out of bounds at the 10-yard line. They'll give him forward progress to the 11, where it will be 2nd and 4. Yeah, it's cooled down a little bit. We're to 61 degrees. Breeze has maybe picked up. I can't tell the direction who is thrown against the wind at this point. Could become a factor if it picks up any more, but right now still a pleasant night for football. 2nd and 4. Give to Ibrahimi over the right side. Little second effort that time by Ibrahimi, and he'll fall forward near a first down. We'll see if they give it to him. Spots at the 14-yard line, and the officials say officials are going to give him the first down. The Chains will move forward, and the Tanners will have the ball 1st and 10. Still 86 yards of field to cover. 8:15 left in the 3rd quarter. Looks like somebody may have jumped for the Potters, but no. Ibrahimi makes it all the way to the backfield and bowls his way through the line of scrimmage, cuts to the outside and turns on the Jets. Ibrahimi with it looks like about a 37-yard play, gets the ball out to the 45-yard line of the Tanners. Nice run by Ibrahimi.
Definitely the biggest run play we've seen in quite some time, but since those 2 big runs we saw in the first half.
About a 30-yard run, excuse me. So the Tanners get some breathing room. Hand the ball inside that time. Looks like Caswell-Doe on the carry and over right tackle, and he will fall forward for about 5 yards. So far tonight, the Potters doing a good job against Caswell-Doe. Ibrahimi has done a little damage with the leg.
He certainly has, and I believe he is the rushing leader, actually, for the Tanners with 156 yards to show for his effort tonight. And that's with just about the whole second half to play.
Wow. Ibrahimi again carrying the ball for the Tanners over the right side again, and once again the Potters stiffen up, and that'll bring up a 3rd and a long 2. Good defense from the Potters. John Bowen, Gustavo Gazian, Ben Curcio doing a job over the right-hand side. Goes Caswell-Doe, stopped right at the 1st down mark. We'll see what the spot is. And they're going to give him forward progress to about the 46. That was Ibrahimi, excuse me. And they are not going to give him the 1st down. 4th down territory for the Tanners, 4th and inches.
It looks like the offense is going to stay out here. It's definitely a bold call to start the second half as they hurry up.
Tanners fired to the line of scrimmage and will sneak the ball over. That time, Ryan Qualey, and he should get the 1st down to about the 45-yard line. They're going to give it to him. And the Tanners will maintain possession. The Potters are saying we stopped them, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. No, it is not.
Well, it's like Qualey's first yardage of this half is a little sneak for himself.
Jacob Marini in the middle of the pile there. First and 10 from the 45. Qualey will throw the ball. Wrapped up by the Potters and brought down that time by Leo Maniti. Leo Maniti, pressure in the backfield, and brings Qualey down with a big sack. And who is that? Big John Bowen had Qualey's feet. Maniti grabbed him by the shoulders and threw him down. Negative yardage for the Tanners. Bring it up 2nd and So bring up a 2nd and 16 for the Tanners, and Ponders getting into the Tanners backfield. Quayle will throw the ball out to the left, and ooh, big hit that time by Eluisi. Ball intended for Ryan Chalimi, and Eluisi came up and smashed him to the ground, and the ball fell harmlessly from Chalimi's fingers.
Definitely back-to-back physical plays there on defense. They've been looking to get to Quayle and definitely had gotten some pressure earlier in the night, but finally they sealed the deal there with the sack. And then some hard pass defense, like you mentioned.
So it's going to be 3rd and long from the 50-yard line. Ponders looking for a stop. 3rd and 15. Quayle will pass. Once again, pressure, looks to his right. Ball intercepted! Ball intercepted, Ponders have it. Cut to the 50-yard line. That is number 23. That is Stephen McGilvray with the interception. And the Ponders will take over at the 50-yard line. McGilvray does a great job that time. Quayle threw it right into coverage. On 3rd down. And McGilvray celebrates. He has every right to. We have a turnover. We have a turnover going the Ponders' way.
And we got the Ponders on offense, and they're almost at midfield. They're just about already. So the defense did its job there, got off the field, and now they're setting up a possession here.
Well, once again, the Ponders brought pressure on Quayle, and Quayle looked up, tried to throw it quickly, didn't spot his receiver, spotted McGilvray instead. See what Bowler can do. Bowler's gonna keep it. Fake to Woods, trying to find the edge, cannot find the edge. He's gonna have to run out of bounds at his own 42-yard line for a loss of about 5 on the play. That time the fake and the keeper really fooled nobody.
Yeah, the Tanners getting in the backfield as well there, putting some pressure of their own on Bowler there, and like you said, that
this game has turned into 4 yards in a cloud of dust. Often the 4 yards has been backwards.
Well, I think that's what we've been watching for, for the proceedings this tonight. One score each side, and it's been a lot of scrums that we've had the pleasure of calling.
Turn in motion. Give will be to Elijah Wood, who is thrown for a loss back to the 36-yard line. Another minus yardage for the Ponders, as the Tanners this time are the ones who penetrate the defense. Good play by the Tanners, making it into the Ponders back there. Going to bring up a 3rd and a long. Looks like 22 yards. .421 to go in the third quarter. Scoreboard is stuck on 7-6. Woburn, 3rd and long. Bowler barks out signals. He'll throw the ball, looking left. Throwing deep and over the head of everybody, but the official throws his flag. See what he saw. Penalty marker down. Do we dare hope that's a pass interference? We'll see. I think that might go the Ponders' way, which would be at the high school level. No, they're going to call that. Oh, the flag.
Like picked
up the flag, put it back in his pocket.
That would be an opportune time to get marched down the field there on that play.
Yeah, we would take an automatic first down, but it's not to be. I wonder what the referee saw that got them all excited, only to pick up the flag later. Say hope springs eternal. Not on that play. 4th down. Nice kick once again. down to the 23-yard line. That is Nicholas Samuelson Hawley, who's having a big game with a leg. Really one of the bright spots tonight for the Ponders.
Oh, I couldn't agree more on that one. I mean, he's really carrying a lot of the special teams tonight, and really doing a lot to help his defense out.
Well, in this kind of rock'em sock'em ground game, 7-6, field position matters a lot, and the Ponders have been able to flip the field with a punt. The Tanners not so much, but they haven't needed to so much. 1st and 10 from about the 23-yard line. Bunch formation. Ooh. That time Casual Doe carried the ball, and he proved hard to bring down as he fought his way forward. About an 8-yard gain. Pushed the ball out to the 27.5-yard line. Bring up second, and let's call it a long one. Another bunch formation. Everybody in tight. Hand it to Mahimi inside. Mahimi brought down at the line of scrimmage. See if they give him forward progress to the first down. I think they probably will not. Another big, tough, overachieving play by the interior defense of the Spy Pond.
Yeah, as you said, both bunch formations from both teams there, really taking it to another level in terms of packing the line of scrimmage with sweaters.
Looks like they are going to give him the first down. So Woburn will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 34. I thought they need a little more of that for the first, but apparently I'm wrong. Another bunch formation, very tight bunch. Pitch that time to Casual Doe, and that goes nowhere. A host of Arlington defenders, led by Cully Curran, bring Casual Doe down. I tell you, the Tanners bunch and then the Ponders are doing a very, very good job kind of reading what the offense wants to do and reacting appropriately, and they're playing a nice physical game up front. Tanner's unable to really get anything done.
Yeah, I think both teams are having some trouble right now getting their offense going.
That time ball over the right side, that'll go nowhere. That was Ryan Chalemi, number 7, and he gains maybe a yard. Again, the middle was clogged up. Looked like Charles Gillis for the Ponders from the left tackle position had the had the center all kind of gumped up, forced the runner outside, and he was finally pushed out of bounds for only a small gain.
I think the story of this game so far has been the run defense on both teams have been nothing less than dialed in for at least most of the football that I think we've been watching.
Time will throw, look to the right, have a receiver. That is Ryan Chalemi, and that time Quayle found an open guy downfield, and the Tanners will rip off another first down to their own 47-yard line. Nice little pitch and a catch that time by the Tanners. So the Tanners are unable to get anything done by the ground, and went to the air that time and converted the first. Quayle's a nice little quarterback. I mean, he's got an accurate arm. Hasn't thrown a lot, but when he has, he's put the ball in the numbers. This time he will hand off to Casual Doe. Casual Doe will not find a lot of running room, fall over the line of scrimmage to about the 49-yard line. Joey Pazia on the stop. Pazia's had a very active game tonight. Looks like the Ponders are rotating a lot of defensive linemen in tonight, trying to stay fresh, and so far that is strategy that's paid off that time. Pazia, and it looked like Ben Curcio, Captain Ben Curcio, were there on the stop. Second 7, Caswell Doe. Brought down again after only a very short gain. Looked like Leo Maniti came from behind
And on the tackle,
to slow down Doe.
Leo Maniti.
We're going back to the passing game of the Tanners. We see Coyley, he's got 38 yards for his effort tonight, but it really doesn't tell a story. Like you said, he's got some nice completions, some nice short ball passes to really help mix it up on offense for the Tanners and get some first downs.
He's converted some first downs, and he has another opportunity here. 3rd and 5. 18 seconds left in the quarter. Clock rolls. Billy will take the snap, and he'll pass it again. Tosses it to the right, finds a receiver, and the ball is fumbled and picked up by the Potters. Potters still have the ball. It's a live ball. Brought down to the 40-yard line. And that was Nicholas Samuelson Hawley picking up that fumble. Pass complete that time to the Potters, and then by the Tanners, and the receiver just drops the ball. And Samuelson Hawley heads up play, picks it up, and runs with it. Second turnover of the game, recovered by the Ponders.
Yeah, first McGilray with the interception, and then Samuelson Hawley now with the fumble recovery. Great job by the Ponders defense, not just getting stops, but getting turnovers that lead to positive yardage and good field position for their offense.
Absolutely, and the quarter ends with the score. Woburn Tanners 7, Arlington Spy Ponders 6. But trying to capitalize with a little momentum on this fumble recovery, the Ponders will start the 4th quarter with the ball in Woburn Tanner territory at the 41. And here's what I have to say, Graham. No penalties, boys.
No penalties, Rob, and I think there's some adjustments that needed to be made on the sidelines in terms of the X's and O's. And we'll see how that plays out.
Bowler calls a signal to Ponders in a spread. He'll throw the ball. Swings it out to the right that time. Oh. Pass was intended for Elijah Woods, and that time a Woburn Tanner player penetrated to the offensive side of the ball, and I think interrupted Bowler's vision.
Definitely obstructed the passing lane there. Definitely seeing some increased pressure on Bowler from these Tanners. So
bring up 2nd and 10. Trips to the right-hand side. Bowler will roll to his right. Fires the ball to Luisi, who does a real nice job hanging on to it. Brought down by 3 Woburn Tanners, but not before 6 yards is gained. 7 yards is gained to the 34, and that'll bring up a 3rd and a very manageable long 3.
3rd and short is definitely something you'd like to see as an offense. We'll see if they can drive it down some more into Tanner's territory now.
Woods the back behind Bowler. 3rd 3 is big play in this ball game. Blitz coming. Bowler looks to be wrapped up. He escapes to the right-hand side. Harry Houdini falls forward to about the 30-yard lines, and they are going to give him the first down. Adam Bowler doing it with his feet. That time the Tanners brought a blitz and looked to have Bowler bottled up in the backfield, but Adam Bowler with some escapability.
Definitely a good job of avoiding the pressure there and running for the first. But I think the Tanners are bringing a lot of pressure on the quarterback right now.
1st and 10. And a whistle is blown. Timeout Arlington prior to the snap. They didn't like something they saw. Looked like an inside handoff that time to Sam Swift, which isn't a play we've seen a lot of. I wonder what the What the problem was there. Sometimes the receiver will go in motion and a timeout will be called when the receiver goes in motion there. But that time the handoff was to Swift. There was no mistaking that. But anyway. First and 10, and another whistle. And what's this? Another timeout's been called? See if the stripes tell us anything here. As the loudspeakers blare out Teenage Wasteland. The Who. I went to the Roger Waters concert last night at the Garden. Happy to talk about that, but not until the Potters get in the end zone. First and 10 from the 30. 9:25 left in the fourth quarter in the game. Bowler to pass. Some pressure by the Tanners. Oh, and Bowler tripped up at the 34-yard line by number 3, Ibrahimi. Ibrahimi having a game, both sides of the ball. That time, Bowler cannot escape.
And the Tanners notch up a sack for themselves, and definitely showing no quit at all in their own territory.
We have 2nd and 14. Ball on the 34. The way this game is going, I'd say the Potters need to make the most of every opportunity. They dearly would love to score on this possession. Handoff up the middle. And the runner powers forward for about 12 yards. Good run that time. And that was Joey Pazia on the carry. So the Potters switching it up, giving the ball to Pazia, who is a power runner up the middle.
And he certainly showcased it there.
Showcased his power. Absolutely, Graham. That's, the Tanners were built as a power runner team coming in, but Pazia showed as much there as the Tanners have all night.
And we've definitely seen a little bit from a lot of different backs on both teams. Not a feature back duel by any means.
Bowler rolls to his left. He'll keep it. Spins. Brought down at about the 19-yard line. And that could be, on this 3rd and 2, that could be good for an Arlington first down, and it will be. First down, that was a big play. Graham, that big 3rd down play. So the Potters are in business at the 19-yard line, down 7-6, 7:40 to play.
Well, I still think that the Tanners showed a lot of discipline on there, and that cover 4 you mentioned, they really contained Bowler, which we've seen as an explosive runner, from breaking that play even to bigger yardage.
Yeah, nice defense by the Tanners. We'll take it. Bowler back to pass again, looking to his left, fires over the middle. Ball is caught at the 10-yard line. Pass complete that time. Was that Adam Luisi? Yes, it was.
And what a grab that was by Luisi. Almost at his shin level there, and he kept running with it too. Great hands.
Yeah, great hands. Great grab by Luisi, and like to see the ball over the middle, fired low. Not a big risk of an interception there. If Luisi didn't get it, nobody was going to get it. We have a measurement here. What say you, Graham? Is he going to get it?
Oh, we got another close one here.
Make a call. Yes, no, maybe so?
I'm going to go. He's getting it, and that's...
You cheated, Graham.
Yeah,
You cheated. You saw it.
I couldn't spit it out fast enough for the referees to do it for me, and I think the officiating staff, made the right call there. Definitely.
They made the right call. You made the call after they made the call.
Rather simultaneously, but...
You're not going to admit it?
I sort of had to confirm my view as they were confirming theirs, and I saw a lot of
Does it depend on what
gestures.
is?
Just about. It's tough that we have to really, from our announcing position.
Yeah.
That's a real head turner.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Bowler over the middle, has a man that's going into the end zone. Touchdown, Spy Potters. That was Cully Curran, and I'm gonna do it, Graham. And a bing, and a bang, and a boom. Bowler to Curran, and the Ponders take the lead.
And certainly doing Scott Zwick proud there with an excellent rendition of his signature phrase there, and a great slant pass that was from Bowler to notch up another 6.
Great slant pass, and that time Curry was wide open. Excellent play call by the Ponders. Somebody for the Tanners must have missed an assignment. You don't want to leave the middle wide open like that, and that's what they did. Ponders capitalized, and the Ponders are going to go for 2. Why not? 12-7. Bowler will throw the ball over the middle again, and it will be caught. Caught again. Wow, that time by Jacob Marini. Little pop play from Bowler to Marini, and both on the touchdown and on the extra point.
Well,
the Ponders do work in the middle of the field.
2 quick balls to the big tight end there, and it is a statement made at Pierce Field here by these Ponders.
Absolutely, it's a statement made. 14-7, 6 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the ball game. Low scoring affair. We'll see if the Ponders defense is going to hold. This one's getting quite exciting.
Yeah, and we haven't seen a whole lot of tight end play so far this matchup, and that'll see what a tight end can do to you as a defense on 2 short yardage situations with a 2 point scoring efforts.
I like that call there. It looked to me to be a draw pass. So fake a draw to the halfback and then just throw the ball over the top of the defense to the tight end. You almost, as a quarterback, don't even have to look. You know exactly where you're going to throw it. And it's an extra point. So if it's picked off, who cares? If it's incomplete, so what? And the Ponders kick it short that time. Ball recovered by Stephen Kolodko, and the Tanners with good field position from their own 44. Wow.
Definitely an advantageous start here for the Tanners. But I agree with you on the play call. It's definitely a lot easier, in a goal line or red zone situation for a tight end to get in the back of the end zone and just reach up and grab it, as opposed to say the middle of the field where those slant plays can have a hard time getting under a lot of the
Take some
defenders.
contact.
Yeah.
First and 10. Moby to Mahimi. He drops the ball and picks it up himself, but still brought down in the backfield for a 4-yard loss, maybe a 3-yard loss. Nice play by the Ponders. Would like to have recovered that fumble, but they will take the 3-yard loss, and we have a 2nd and 13.
Yeah,
so the Ponders, this is turned into a slugfest here, Graham.
Oh, it absolutely is. After that third quarter really flew by. It was just all running plays, and the clock just kept on running. So we'll see how the clock turns out this quarter as it gets down to the wire.
Clock rolls with 5:54. Little screenplay. Little screenplay is broken up that time. Broken up that time by Jacob Marini, having nothing of the screen. Read it beautifully and just batted it down. Wow, on the 2nd and 13, looked like the Tanners were going to the tight end screen, and Marini, a tight end himself, sniffed it out.
Yeah, he just had those 2 scores, and he's doing putting equally good effort on the other side of the ball, and he's taking away passing opportunities from the Tanners.
Excuse me, Graham. Yeah, he was jacked and pumped after that play. 3rd and 13. And the Tanners are going to call timeout and talk it over, and why not? I mean, this is a big play for them. They have been unable to get the ball in the end zone in the second half. The Ponders have shown an ability in this half to execute long drives to run clock, Tanners are down 7 points with 5 minutes and 50 seconds left. They need this play, and it is 3rd and 13.
Yeah, it's definitely the Tanners' turn to come up with the big drive here. Great patience by the Spy Ponders after a pretty uneventful third quarter to then drive down the field, and we'll see what the Tanners can do to respond.
Interesting to see how the Ponders play this. This is 3rd and 13. Would you say this is four down territory here from the, from their own 40-yard line? Would they go for 4th and 13, 14? Probably not. So will the Ponders try to bring pressure, or will they go with a 3-man front and try to make it hard on the receivers? It's like they're going with a 3-man front. 4-man rush. Ball fired down the right-hand side, and the pass is incomplete. That was intended for Tyler Parrish, but really great coverage that time for the Ponders, and that'll bring up 4th and 14, and the Tanners are going to have to punt.
Well, I think they did both of those things you mentioned there. They got great coverage and got some pressure on Quayle there, to force the throw, and we have a 4th down coming up.
Things are all of a sudden looking up for the Ponders. Not great leg shown so far tonight by the Tanners. We'll see what happens here. Gets the punt away. That's a nice kick. Pushes Woods back to about his own 20.
Inside the 20, that was a long punt there.
Yeah, about a 40-yard punt that time with no return. So just as I spoke, the Tanners had something to say to the guy in the booth, and the Ponders will take over the ball on their own 20. Set the stage here. 14-7 Ponders. 5:39 to go in this ball game. Ponders, I would say, need some yardage here at a minimum. They'd like to get the ball out to the middle of the field. Well, what they'd like to do is score. A score here would be huge, make it a 2-possession game. What they don't want is a 3-and-out. Man in motion, give to Woods off the right-hand side, and Woods will slash forward, but only for a short gain of about 1 yard. That'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Oh, it's still not the big play they were looking for on 1st down, but still definitely serves for some clock management as we get into the final 5 minutes of the game here.
Good point, Graham. Clock rolls. Got to keep the ball in bounds. Bowler in the shotgun. Curran in motion. Time will throw the ball. That's a backwards pass. It's a live ball. And oh no, they're going to call that a fumble, and the Tanners will recover that ball. That was a lateral. That was a backwards pass that time. Bowler was throwing the ball to Woods, and I don't know if Woods was trying to do a little swing pattern, but he swung backwards, and Bowler threw the ball, and Woods didn't catch it. That ball fell to the ground. That's a live ball. Tanners hop on it. Oh no! That was Dustin Berkeley who recovered that for the Tanners, and they've got the ball on the 23-yard line. It's about the worst possible event, and here comes the Tanners, and here comes Cashwell Doe over the left-hand side for about a 5-yard gain.
Cashwell Doe will already bring them inside the 20-yard line of the Ponders. Definitely what the Tanners were looking for, is to get a turnover for themselves.
Curcio with a stop that time. 2nd and 5 from the 18. Cashwell Doe to the right-hand side. See if the Ponders can bring him down. They can't. And he powers forward to about the 12-yard line. And that'll be a That'll be a first down for Casual Doe. He proved to be a load to bring down that time. Scott Vreeland finally with the stop, but not before the Tanners can get the first down. Oh, that fumble hurt, didn't it?
It sure did, and Casual Doe added another 11 yards to his stat line. And
First and 10, Casual Doe again over the right-hand side. Host of Arlington defenders stand him up, but then the Woburn line pushes him forward, and he'll go to about the 6. So nice little 6-yard gain on first down for Casual Doe. Casual Doe's a little bit slow to get up. And the Potters defense has been very tough tonight. And we'll see if they can be tough here down in the red zone. Second and 4. Ball to Casual Doe over the left-hand side. And the Tanners say he has a touchdown, and he does. Casual Doe over the left side for 6 yards for the score.
Casual Doe, 4 straight runs and then capping it off with a touchdown on the 4th effort there.
And he was slow to get up on the previous play, but he had enough left to power into the end zone that time. And that brings the score to 14-13. Big extra point up here from the Tanners.
Absolutely, a huge PAT. We already saw one block on the side of the Tanners. Let's see what the Ponders can do to disrupt this PAT attempt.
And it looks like the Tanners may go for 2 here. Tanners are trying to win this game right now. 3 minutes, 3 seconds to go, 14-13 Ponders. Tanners going for 2. Hand the ball off to Casual Doe over the left-hand side. He's hitting the backfield, and the ref says he does not get it. The Ponders hold on the goal line. No 2-point conversion for the Tanners. And the Ponders once again come up tough. Wow! 2-point conversion denied. Great stand by the front line of the Ponders. Looks like Curcio, Gillis, Maniti on the stop.
We got another 1-point game with the 3 minutes to play here. This time the advantage goes to the Ponders after a remarkable stop there when they needed it.
How's your heart, young man? How's your heart? First we have the big turnover by the Ponders to give the Tanners life. Tanners get in the end zone and roll the dice on the 2-point conversion, and the Ponders are the ones who come up with the big play. As Aerosmith blares
some more
here on Pierce Field.
Some more 80s hits there, and we're really seeing the spirit of conference football here as this matchup has not disappointed, to say the least, in the entertainment value.
80s hits. That hurts me more than you know, young man. That was 1978.
Well, one could argue Aerosmith is also appeared in the 90s.
Wow. Kick carries all the way into the end zone for the Tanners. Big kick that time. Don't see that too much at the high school level. So Arlington's going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 3 minutes and 3 seconds remaining to play in the ball game. And the Spy Ponders with a 1-point lead here need at least a first down. 4 timeouts, I believe, either 3 or 4. Clock says 3 for the Tanners, so they can stop the clock 3 times. A 3 and out, or maybe a 5 or 6 and out with a timeout or 2 called will give the Tanners plenty of time to get back on the scoreboard. So this game is moving into crunch time. Bone with a keeper over the left-hand side. He's got a lane. He's to the 40. He's to the 45, the 50, the 45, the 40, 35, 30. Knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Adam Bowler with a big play. Doing it with his feet. Exactly what the Arlington Spy Potters needed to do. Well, junior captain quarterback Adam Bowler.
Well, he hit the straightaway off that turn, off a couple of slips, and he just ran away with it.
He ran away with it. 50. They're giving him 51 yards to the 29-yard line. First down. That was a fake inside to Woods. Nice job selling the fake, but there was not a lot of interference at the line of scrimmage, and Bowler got the edge and turned on the Jets, and big play for the Ponders.
He might be the speed back after what we've seen between the tackles tonight.
First down, give to Woods. Over the left-hand side, tries to cut back, is not able to find any running room.
Well,
that's by a host of tacklers.
Yeah, well met there against strong run defense. I was curious to see what we were going to see from the Ponders play calling wise. We've seen a couple run plays. Obviously, you know, a 51-yarder has been more than lucrative for the Ponders in the yardage department. But we'll see if they go with a pass.
Yeah, I mean, I think clock management's the issue. So the Ponders would like to, well, ideally they would like to run the ball into the end zone, but at a minimum they'd like to keep the ball, keep the clock rolling, and either get yards or force the Tanners to use their timeout. Tanners used a timeout there. I think either 2 or 3 left for the Tanners. Bowler in the pistol. Turn in motion, give up the middle. It looks like that time was that to Pazio? I think they trust Pazio with the football. Doing tough running between the tackles.
You're exactly right, Rob. That was the 21 of Pazio, and he has been putting on a show with some physical running.
Ibrahimi on the tackle. Ibrahimi's had quite a game on both sides of the football. He has nothing to be ashamed of at the end of this game. So timeout Woburn using their timeouts here. Either 2 or 1 left. 2:33 left to go in the ball game. 14-13 Ponders. Ball on the 27-yard line, and we've got third and 7. This is a big play coming up. You think the Ponders will put the ball in the air?
It's a good question indeed. Do you want to save yourself? You can run it here and then have a little more manageable punt and put the Tanners deep into their own territory rather than take the risk of airing it out.
I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of rollout that gives Bowler a run-pass option, and given what's happened on previous plays in this series, it wouldn't hurt my feelings at all to see Bowler keep the ball. We'll see. Hand off to Woods inside. Woods has a lane. Fires up the middle. He cuts to the outside. Woods is going to waltz into the end zone untouched. Elijah Woods. Wow. Big 26-yard touchdown run. We're wondering what's going to happen. And what happened was that the big boys up front blew a hole you could drive a truck through into the middle of the Tanners defense. And Woods waltzed right through, cut to the outside, and kind of dances untouched to pay dirt.
He sure did. He made a couple tight turns there, or tight sort of S-curves there on his way to the end zone, and certainly lit it up on those last 10 or 15 yards.
He lit it up, and that brings the score to 20. Arlington Spy Ponders 13, Woburn Tanners, and this extra point can make it an 8-point ball game with 2 minutes 25 seconds left. I like our chances with Swift. Will we have a Swift kick? Uh-oh. Snap was a little bit low and fumbled there. The Ponders did not get off the extra point attempt. But this is where the missed 2-point conversion on the other side came in, so they still have the 7-point lead. Kind of too bad didn't get a chance to see a Swift kick, as they say. But the Ponders still in the driver's seat.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely putting a lot of pressure on the Tanners with only 2 minutes and 25 seconds to play here. Let's see if we get another deep kickoff.
2:25. See if the Pawners defense can hold here. We've had this is our second game here on Pierce Field, and the first game came down to a field goal as time expired against Cambridge Ridge Latin. Pawners won that one, set 37-34. This is a nail biter also against Woburn, who figured to be a tough opponent coming in. They have been a tough opponent, but the Pawners have been arguably even tougher. Swift booms it down the middle of the field. Caswell-Doe gets it. Heads to the right hash mark and brought down that time by a couple of Pawners, and gets to the 35-yard line. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left. And the Tanners will have 65 yards to go to try to tie, or possibly with a 2-point conversion, win this ball game. And you know, for the Tanners, Graham, being a power running team, this is not an enviable position. They're not the kind of team that figures to have a robust two-minute offense. But you know, anything could happen.
Yeah, we'll have to see what kind of passing options are in their hurry-up offense, like you said. And
well, they got one down the middle there on first down, just what they wanted to do. 16-yard gain that time. Fired over the middle from Quayle to Kolodko. Quayle had a lot of time. Flag down on the play. Oh, and the holding is going to get called against the Woburn Tanners. Devastating for them, but for the Spy Pawners, we will take it. That's going to move the Tanners back 10 yards, create a first and 20, and that'll be a 25-yard switch on that play.
definitely tough to see such a nice throw and catch get taken back like that if you're the Tanners. So we'll see what they can do now at their own 25-yard line.
Quayle had a lot of time that time, and we found out why he had a lot of time, which was the hole. Spread it out. Quayle, quick hitter to the left. And Tanner's, Cully Curran almost takes a Tanner head off. Quayle filed a quick slant over the middle, and Curran came in with his shoulder, laid the wood on the Tanner defender. So we've got second 25 in a kind of a must move the ball situation for the Tanners, and I don't know how much air is left in this team. We'll see. Pump fake, throws long down the right hand side. Pass well defended by Eluisi.
Pawners have done a good job of getting a couple different defenders on these long passes by the Tanners.
Yeah, good coverage that time by the Pawners. Eluisi did a good job not biting on the pump fake. Little 10-yard out will do nothing here for the Tanners. So there's really no reason to respect the pump fake. Now it's easy to say that from up here. Eluisi did it on the field. Quayle looking right again, throws the ball, and it is caught that time by Ryan Chalemi at the 41-yard line. And once again, a very, very physical play by the Pawners to bring him down. Samuelson Hawley really brought the wood, but a completion this time, and it's going to be fourth down and 2.5 yards to go for the Tanners, and 1:32 left. This is the ball game, folks.
It sure is. It was a good job by Chalemi holding on to it there after a physical hit right after he caught it.
Yeah, I mean, Chalemi had to go up for that football, and then Samuelson Hawley brought the wood. Credit the Tanners, receivers for some toughness over the middle. But the big story right now is fourth and 2.5. Pawners up by 7, minute 32. the Tanners have been using their timeouts. Do they have one left? I don't know. If the Pawners can stop them here, I got to think they can run out the clock to victory. If the Tanners can convert 2.5 yards, they still have life. What are they going to do? Do you think they'll hand the ball off to Casual Doe?
You know what? I think with the success they've had, giving Casual Doe the ball in these medium to short yardage situations, I wouldn't at all be surprised as you see the line
Looks
being
like
stacked up here.
Doe's going to be the lone back as the Tanners spread it out a little bit. Ibrahimi joins Doe in the backfield. Hand off to Doe over the left-hand side, and he fumbles the ball. He coughs it up, and the Pawners recover. He coughed it up into the defensive backfield, and it looks like Samuelson Hawley recovered the ball. Samuelson Hawley recovered the ball, and the Pawners, with 1:24 yet left in the ball game, own the rock at their own 42. Big play, and it looked like Casual Doe had the first down on 4th and 2.
He was well on his way, and then that fumble happened, and great heads-up defense by the Ponders. Still, looking for turnovers, and they have got one here, and let's see if they take a knee or at least get a couple of runs in.
Yeah, I don't know if he was stripped on that play or he just coughed it up. It almost looked like he just kind of coughed it up. He's not the kind of player that you think that does that. He's used to carrying the ball inside. The Ponders in victory formation, they're going to bunch up. It looks like they're going to bunch up and take a knee. Yes, they are.
Yeah, it's tough to see from here at this angle what kind of contact you experience on the field, but definitely, the defense had a large part to play in creating that turnover.
Wow, WOW! Wow, what a game by the Arlington Spy Ponders here. Somewhat of a slugfest or a pitcher's duel for much of the game. Game played between the kind of the 30-yard line. Teams going back and forth, kind of stuffing each other's running game. And at the end here, some scoring breaks out, some big plays, some turnovers. Ponders beneficiaries of 2 fumble recoveries in the 4th quarter and 1 interception earlier in the game. And looks like the Ponders are going to walk away here with their 3rd win of the season, 2nd in the conference, against a very, very tough, very, very physical, very, very game, very, very proud Woburn Tanners. And it's 3rd down, 11 seconds left. One more knee will do it.
And that'll be the ball game here at Pierce Field.
That'll be the ball game as Arlington Spy Ponders win the ball game 20-13. And what a result for the Spy Ponders. And I got to tell you, Scott and I, a tradition that we have is we like to call a player of the game, and I'm gonna break tradition and call not a player of the game, but a unit of the game, and I'm gonna give the ACMi player of the game to the entire defensive front line of the Spy Ponders, and that is Joey Pazia, Charles Gillis, Jacob Marini. Let's get Ben Curcio in there, John Bowen, Stephen McGilray, Leo Maniti, the front 7. They got to be players of the game because I tell you, they did yeoman's work against a power running team that has had a lot of success this season, and they just shut them down.
Well, I'd like to shout out the quarterback play. Really the obvious choice of this game in terms of the well-rounded performance that we saw out of the Ponders, and you predicted, a high-scoring offense, and we got quarterback runs, we got a lot of different passing looks to multiple different receivers, and they really got great versatility out of their offense, which is good things to see.
Good point. I mean, the versatility was huge, and you know, the two big plays of the ball game. One, the what was it? 51-yard run by John Bowler on the keeper. The Pawners have the ball on their own 20-yard line with a couple of minutes left. They need a first down. They don't need a 3-and-out. And Bowler with breaks one away on the keeper, and then on third down, getting in the end zone, Elijah Woods. Give the credit to the offensive line for blowing a big hole, and then another big play by Elijah Woods, and what is turning out for him to be a season of big plays, jetting into the end zone for the decisive score. And so here we have it. The score is Arlington 20 and the Woburn Tanners 13, and we will be back for Graham Finley. I am Rob Anthony, and we will be back with the interview of the coach in just a moment. Okay, welcome back. This is Rob Anthony. I'm with Coach Genren, and Coach, what can we say about this one? Another hard-fought game here on Pierce Field against a game Woburn Tanners team for the win.
Yeah, we were really excited. Woburn's a great team. They're well coached. They're tough. They got some big guys, and they want to come in and do the power run scheme, a scheme that we've had a lot of trouble against so far this year. And so we did a lot of preparation this week in getting ready to take away some of the things they did best. They all season they've tossed really well, and you saw Cully coming off that edge hard to take that away. All season they've run the dive play for chunks of 4 and 5 and 6 yards, and you saw our big guys in the interior, John Bowen at linebacker and Curcio on the D-line, plugging that away. And we really felt like if we could force them to throw the ball, something that they don't do as their primary weapon of attack, that we'd be in a better situation. I think over the course of the game you saw us do that. Offensively, I think the thing that stopped us offensively the most was ourselves. A lot of false start penalties, a lot of times when backs are bouncing to the sideline instead of hitting it and go. So, we got the 20 points to win, but we feel like we can execute a lot better than that still. But at the end of the day, we emphasize to the kids, it may be ugly, might not be pretty, but when it comes down to it, you need to finish. And so, again, similar to the Cambridge game, you just saw different guys step up and find a way to get it done in the biggest moments.
Well, I gave the player of the game to the entire front seven. The defense, the defensive line and backers were spectacular, and no place bigger than on the 2-point conversion here at the end of the ball game. Talk about that play.
Well, first thing to piggyback on complimenting those guys, almost every one of our D linemen is outsized by like 50 pounds to these Woburn guys. Our linebackers are 20 pounds lighter than their fullback, and so they're not doing it because they're bigger and stronger and better. They're just so darn tough. And they play with a ton of heart, and that sums it up right there, getting 2 yards or not getting 2 yards, that's high school football, and so it's so much fun to watch. I prefer when it works out for us. It doesn't always, but tonight it did, and so I was excited for those kids.
Yeah, and the Tanners had a real tough back to bring down. Let's talk about the other side of the football. A couple of big plays by a couple of leaders of your offense, Bowen and Elijah Woods, to bring home the win.
Yeah, Elijah, I'm so happy for him. You guys have been watching him for the last 2 years. He was an undersized back, and oftentimes he'd get ripped down by an arm or pulled down by the jersey. And now as a senior, he's running through that first arm tackle, and he's spinning off a second one. And so to see him, excel like this, he had a lot of growing pains, and he really earned where he's at right now. And so to watch him have the kind of success he's having, it's great. Adam Bowler, similarly, we watched him last year as he struggled to make reads and miss some throws. So to watch him step up in the biggest moments and find a way to do it, I'm just proud of those guys. None of it would happen without the O-line, and so they all night gave us good protection, moved the pile, again, horribly undersized, but just kind of doing it with grit and toughness. And so I'm proud of all those guys.
Fantastic. So we have another league win under your belt. You're 2-0 in league, and looking forward to Lexington next week. Thoughts about what's ahead?
Lexington's a high-powered team. well coached, like every team in this league. They've been putting out some pretty crazy offensive numbers, and they've been, getting scored on. And so we're going to try to put our game plan together just like we did this week. Going to try to take away the things they do best and force them into plan B, C, and D. We're going to try to execute our plays. And, at the end of the day, they're high school kids who are going to lace them up just like our guys. And we're going to go over there and get them the best football game we can.
Well, awesome. So great job by you and the whole team, Coach. Congratulations.